Remember when I was talking about I was in marketing for a while? One thing that I hate the most coming up with all of the emails that we were going to send out over the next month. I hated coming up with the Facebook post. I hated coming up with the newsletters. We always had to write some newsletter that no one was going to read. Okay, but you had to do it, right? Because that is what you need to do. You need to stay alive in the email box. You need to stay alive in your customer's mind. When I was getting involved in real estate, I started going into different conferences and learning about different people. And that's where I met two kind of people online. One, I'm a marketer, so I met Gary Vee, right?
Because you finally are exhausted of living your life based on other people's opinions, including Stranger Pants 96 and your mom. Those two extremes.
And two, I was in real estate investing, so I started to understand what Grant Cardone was doing.
Years, 30 years. It's probably going to be 30 years for you too. Doubt, uncertainty, insecurities, rejection, disappointment, judgment. It's going to be 30 years of it. Are you willing to pay the price?
These two guys have something in common: mass content and follow up. They're able to consistently produce content and they are consistently able to follow up with their leads. So you're maybe thinking, there's no way I can produce like this much content as Gary Vee, or there's no way I can produce much content and have a call center and do all these things that Grant Cardone does. And you know what? 3 years ago, you were right. There was no way you can compete with them. And they couldn't compete with themselves now because 10 years ago, they started working on this and building it. 10, 20 years ago, they had to build these infrastructures. So when I found AI, I was like, well, wait a minute. Is it possible to fast forward our business? Is it possible to take what we already know it works, mass content distribution, sustainable strategies through automation, and infinite follow up, the things that Gary Vee and Grant Cardone and all these big guys are already doing? Is it possible to speed up our business by 10 years by using AI? And so I'm going to show you why it is. So look at all these emails that I get. This gentleman is Hunter Thompson. If you're in real estate, he's a very well-known guy. Hunter Thompson emails me probably 3 times, 4 times a day. So here is February the 12th, twice. February 31st, twice. Here's three, back to back in 1 week. This guy stays on it. Let's look at bigger pockets. And everyone in real estate knows bigger pockets. They're emailing me constantly from February the 1st to February the 12th. How many times did they email me? And so what I'm saying to you is you can be like these guys now because you have AI. The only difference that separates you as a small business owner, maybe if you're a real estate investor or wholesaler, from these guys over here, one, the content, two, the network, and three, the follow up. One, content. We can use AI to create content now en masse. And two, the network. Well, if you have content, network comes. The people. People will start showing up the more that you produce. And then three, the follow up, the automation with AI. So this was what got me thinking. What got me thinking was, could AI fast forward business growth by decades? If Grant Cardone had this, or Gary Vee, or anybody you follow had this technology, AI, 20 years ago when they first got their start, where would they be today? My thing to everybody is, let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's just use the technology that we have in front of us to do what they've done, but faster.